What is up, YouTube? Jack here. You know, as music producers, home studio musicians, and content creators, one of the biggest challenges we face is finding high quality, professional grade equipment at a budget friendly, affordable price. Now, one of my personal goals and a priority for this channel is to provide meaningful content that shares my recommendations for gear, equipment, and brands that I feel really find the sweet spot between affordability and reliability. One company in particular that I think is smashing that happy medium is XVIVE Audio. Now, XVIVE Audio specializes in high quality, affordable wireless systems for recording and live performance applications. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the XVIVE U5 wireless audio for video system, which XVIVE was kind enough to send out to me for this video. Now, the XVIVE U5 wireless audio for video system is a great budget wireless lapel microphone system that comes with a microphone, a transmitter, and a receiver, and the receiver gets mounted on the camera so that your wireless audio is fed directly to the camera. Since I started the channel, I've been using an on-camera shotgun mic, which sounds pretty good, but the downside with that is anytime I move a little bit closer or further from the camera, you can really hear a difference in the tone. Now, using something like this U5 wireless system will ensure that I will get the same quality audio without having to be the same distance from the camera at all times. Let's check it out. All right, so we'll take off the sleeve. And then we've got this inner box, nice and fancy. All right, when you open up the box, this is what you're gonna see. We've got the transmitter. This is the wireless body pack that the microphone attaches to. Your receiver. This will actually mount on the hot or cold shoe on your camera and plug directly into your camera's microphone input. 2 rechargeable lithium batteries. And then in here, we've got the professional quality lapel microphone that includes a shirt clip, a windscreen, and a little plug there that actually screws in to the transmitter, which is fantastic. Under that, we've got our little USB recharging cable. It actually has 2 different ends on it, so you can recharge both of these together, which is fantastic. The batteries will go in there, stay in there, and then you use this to hook into the devices themselves, and you can recharge them at the same time. Included in here is also the aux cable, which is exciting. So let's get these out, pop the batteries in, and we'll take a look. Here's the transmitter, and there's a little door right here for the battery. You just pop the door open, grab the battery, slide it in like so, and then you can close that door and you're all set. All right, and then to turn it on, there's a little power button right here on the side. We'll go ahead and hold that down, and then there you go. It is good to go. Same thing with the receiver. We're gonna go ahead and pop open the back, grab the other battery, drop this in like so, take the top, and it just pops in like that. All right, then power button on the side, pull it down and hold, let go, flip it around, and you can already see that channel 1 has successfully turned green and connected to our transmitter. Now, this receiver can handle up to 2 transmitters at the same time. My kit only came with 1, but you can buy the U5 T2, which comes with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. Maybe one day down the line, I'll go ahead and add a second transmitter. My friend Matt from last week's video, when I went and visited him, we used his setup, and he actually has the 2 transmitters, which works great for an interview style application. You're able to use both of them at the same time, which is fantastic. Now, with this unit, you do have 6 different preset frequency channels to choose from. And again, if you're using 2 transmitters, that gives you 6 total. So for example, if transmitter 1 is using channel 1, that gives you 5 remaining channels for transmitter 2, and so on and so forth. So here we are with the lapel mic. This honestly seems like a very high quality little lapel mic. I've got no complaints whatsoever. The clip is very sturdy. It's staying on here for sure. The windscreen is very nice, and it just seems like a really cool little omnidirectional lapel, which will be great for interview, voiceovers, and everything like that. I wouldn't recommend using it to record anything because it is omnidirectional. It's probably not intended for anything like that, but for dialogue, interview style stuff, this is going to be great. Now, as I mentioned before, this little plug has a screw, which is super professional and really cool. I'll go ahead and plug in the microphone, and then here we go. We just twist that on till it's nice and tight, and then that's not going anywhere. You can put this on your belt, run this up through your shirt, clip it on your collar or a lapel or a tie, whatever you've got going on, and this is gonna stay super sturdy and not go anywhere. Now, one thing that's really cool is the transmitter itself does have a button to change the channel. It's got buttons for the gain itself, which is really nice, and it has its own mute button. So really easy to get to. If you're wearing this and you need to cut it off, just go ahead and hit that mute button. There you go. It's got gain up and down, as well as a channel button and a mic line switch switch if you want to use this with a line input, which we'll demonstrate in a moment. Here's some of the features of the receiver. It's got a cold or hot shoe mount, which is super nice for anyone using this with a digital camera, which is what it's intended for. It has the channel buttons on the front. Those will light up green if it's connected to an active transmitter. Mute buttons for both of the channels as well. And then there's the display that shows battery level and channel, as well as the gain currently. Now, one thing that's really cool is on top, you do have gain knobs for each channel, which is super cool. You also have a mono stereo switch. Now, this really only comes into play if you have two transmitters. Now, if I did have a second transmitter, I could switch this to stereo mode, which would set the microphones independently on the left and right channel, allowing you to edit each microphone individually, adjust the volume, and all of that. Now, to get this going with the camera, it's super straightforward. Just take the receiver and the included aux cable. We're gonna go ahead and plug the aux cable into the receiver. We'll mount this on top of the camera and then plug this into the camera's audio microphone input. So let's get that set up real quick. All right, so we're gonna switch over to the phone here for a second. I've got the receiver right here. We're gonna go over to the camera. I'm gonna take the microphone off of my backup cold shoe right here. We're gonna take this. We're gonna say goodbye to it for now. Pop this guy out, set that to the side. Go ahead and grab our receiver. Tighten it down. And let's see if the cable reaches. It should. Go ahead and pop this in the side right there. All right, and now here's our transmitter. Let's go ahead and get this set up and see if we have audio. 1, 2, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so I went ahead and set up the U5 system. I've got the transmitter right here, hooked up to the lapel mic on my shirt, and the receiver is mounted on the camera as you saw in the previous clip. I haven't set this up before. I think everything's good. It looks good. My camera's got level. I'm feeling good about this. Let's go ahead and try out that mute button. So I'll keep talking, and I'm gonna go ahead and press the mute button and bring it back. Okay, seemed to work. The gain buttons on the transmitter seem to be working. I think, yep, the level's going up a little bit. We'll bring that back down. I feel pretty good about that. Now that we've got this set up, I think I'll use it for the rest of the video. I do want to try a few different use application tests just to get a better sense of the quality and the reliability of the system and help you guys determine if it's right for you. So first off, simple test, kind of what it's made for, but as you can see, I'm recording my dialogue straight into my camera, and I think it sounds pretty good. The next thing I want to try is just a little comparison again between the sound of this mic and the shotgun mic. So what I'll do is I'll say just a test sentence sitting here. I'll do a test sentence standing up in the back of the studio over there, and then I'll do the same thing with the shotgun mic, and we'll compare it back and forth. So we'll just do the little tagline for the channel: helping creative music makers make better music at home. Helping creative music makers make better music at home. Helping creative music makers make better music at home. Helping creative music makers make better music at home. Helping creative music makers make better music at home. Helping creative music makers make better music at home. And then we'll go behind the camera. Helping creative music makers make better music at home. Helping creative music makers make better music at home. All right, now we're back to the U5 system. Some of those tests were a little weird, like I don't know when I would be talking behind the camera unless I'm doing kind of like a vlog thing or filming somebody else, but you know what? It might happen. We threw it in there. Let me know in the comments what you think sounds better. I think for sitting directly in front of the camera, it might be a toss-up, but I think every other shot, this guy is probably gonna be the way to go. The U5 is probably gonna knock it out of the park. So again, super grateful to have this wireless system. It's gonna really unchain me from the camera and allow me to move around the room a little bit better and give a better consistency of sound throughout the video and different shot locations, which I hope to include more in future uploads. Now, one thing I wanna test is the distance and range of this unit. Now, I'm not as concerned about the actual length in terms of distance. I don't really envision myself being too far away from my camera when I'm using this kind of thing. So I'm not gonna go out to like an open field and walk 100 feet away and see if it still works. But what I do want to do is I have a performance space that's 2 floors down in the basement of this house. And between that room and this room, there's floors, there's walls, there's ceilings, there's Wi-Fi connections, computers, cell phones. And I basically just want to see if this is going to be reliable. All right, so we've got the camera on with the U5 microphone rolling. We're going to leave that set. And I've also got my phone here, and we're going to run down 2 flights of stairs to the performance space and find out if this little guy is still working loud and clear. All right, so here we are in the performance space. Right now we're on the phone microphone, but we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the U5. Test 1, 2, 1, 2. Hopefully it's loud and clear. I won't know till I run back upstairs and edit this video, but hey, I'm feeling pretty confident and I think it's gonna be working pretty well. All right, so there's one final use application I wanna try out. The transmitter on the U5 does have a line input, so you can switch between the mic and the line input. What I wanna do is I wanna run an output from my Korg MS-2000's headphone output as a line input into the transmitter and see if I can record the synthesizer directly into the camera. Let's try it. Here's a couple other things that I think are worth mentioning. The lapel mic itself is a powered microphone and does require 3.3 volt plug-in power to work. So you're not gonna be able to use this microphone like with your smartphone or any other device that doesn't support powered microphones. The nice thing is that the transmitter does supply that power, so you can use other nice high quality microphones such as Countryman's, lapel mics, or other kind of microphones with the transmitter should you want to. Again, the hot cold shoe mount on the receiver is super clutch and it mounts right to your camera, which is fantastic. So I'm excited about that for sure. And one thing that's kind of a negative for me is the overall construction is pretty plasticky. When I first pulled it out of the box, it was really light and I wasn't sure of the overall durability of the unit. Once you put the battery in, I would say the weight improves a lot and it does feel quite a bit more solid. But the clip on the transmitter is solid metal and I feel really good about that. If you are interested in checking out the XVIVE U5 wireless audio for video system, I will include Amazon links in the description. And full disclosure, anytime you click one of the Amazon links in my description, it does give me a little bit of kickback, which greatly helps the channel and helps me keep making videos like this one. Again, special thanks to XVIVE for sending out the system for review. I'm gonna be using it in all my future videos, and I hope to bring more valuable product reviews to you all very soon. Peace.